After almost 40 chapters, Dead by Daylight has created hundreds of new perks. It's an overwhelming amount when you really stop and think about it, especially when considering how few perks there were in the early days of this game. And due to the amount of perks that exist nowadays, there are practically limitless opportunities for Perk Synergy. A new Perk Synergy that was introduced in a recent patch is the combination of Object of Obsession and We See You. This perk combination provides a survivor with an ultimate aura reading build, with the perk synergy benefiting not only the survivor using this perk combo, but also their other fellow survivors in a match as well. In short, this perk combo allows for one survivor to consistently expose their aura to the killer every 30 seconds, with it rewarding every survivor the ability to see the killer's aura for 15 seconds after 4 tokens for We See You have been collected. Now this perk combo is totally fine on its own, but the thought recently occurred to me that this perk combo is missing another ingredient. More specifically, something that can help speed up the number of tokens that you get in order to activate We See You a little sooner, as Object of Obsession only activates every 30 seconds. And because We See You includes an added restriction where a new token is granted at most every 10 seconds, there's ample opportunity to make the token generation faster, especially given how slow Object of Obsession is to activate. And after looking through the perk list, I finally struck gold. The missing ingredient is Mettle of Man. The combination of Object of Obsession and Mettle of Man is not anything that new. Back when Object finally received its rework, it was discovered that Mettle of Man synergized with the new version of Object incredibly well. The reason why is all thanks to Mettle of Man's secondary effect, which allows the killer to see the survivor's aura when they are more than 16 meters away from them. In other words, when this effect is activated while a survivor has Object of Obsession, the survivor and killer can see each other's aura continuously as long as they are more than 16 meters apart. However, this secondary effect only activates after Mettle of Man has been fully activated and used, and also the survivor has to be healed back to full health. So when a survivor has Mettle of Man's secondary effect active, their aura is being exposed, and if We See You is also in their loadout, tokens for We See You can thus be collected. How frequently the tokens are collected mostly depends on the amount of distance a survivor keeps from the killer, which might be difficult with the killer knowing exactly where the survivor is on the map. But assuming a survivor is able to keep a large enough distance from the killer, the tokens will be continuously collected every 10 seconds. In essence, approximately every 40 seconds, We See You can be activated for the entire team and expose the killer's aura for 15 seconds. And while it may take some time to get Mettle of Man activated in most matches, the reward for doing so is tremendously helpful for the entire team. Now I've only mentioned 3 perks thus far, so what about the 4th perk slot? Well, this perk loadout can be best rounded out by equipping Decisive Strike, which probably isn't too surprising. DS not only helps in case of any tunneling, but it also can be used as a tool to force the obsession status back onto the user. This can be useful because other perks like For the People and Friends Till the End can cause the obsession to change in the middle of the match, so DS can help swap the obsession status around if needed. The most important piece of information that I cannot emphasize enough is that this entire loadout can only work if the player using it is able to be aggressive and go in for protection hits. This loadout is also fairly difficult to get fully activated even if a good survivor is using it, mostly due to the constant aura reveals from Object of Obsession, making it difficult to avoid the killer entirely. So this loadout not only requires a strong survivor skill set, but also some decent teammates to help support. And at the same time, playing too aggressively with this loadout can end up working in the killer's favor. Additionally, there are some killers who can counter this loadout simply by going undetectable or by playing super aggressive as well. For instance, this loadout probably won't work when going against a Blight or a Nurse, however there's still plenty of chances to use this loadout properly against most of the other killers. The overall best tip that I can think of when using this loadout is to get Mettle of Man activated as soon as possible, because the sooner it's activated, the more We See You can be activated as well. I've enjoyed using this build a lot, and I find it both very challenging and satisfying to get it fully activated. I'm hoping to see more aggressive builds like this and less of the cookie cutter builds that players tend to use, but I understand that sometimes the more basic or safe builds are the more winnable builds. But I truly believe that this loadout takes the We See You Object of Obsession build to the next level. I really think it's worth using personally. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.